Hello. Okay, great. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. I think everything's working correctly right now. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And we're talking about something super important, something that I was resonating with in the morning. I am the type of woman. Let me know in the chat where you're watching before I get into all of this juiciness. Um, So, yeah, I am the type of woman that has always searched for a deeper meaning in life. But often, but often this characteristic like has me thinking multiple perspectives, has me asking if this truth is really is if my truth is real for others too. So it has me like doubting what I'm saying. So even though this has made me deeply aware of like relationship dynamics, of power struggles, and has made me really deeply emotional and highly attuned. There are some cons to that. And just like in the title of this video, there is always good and bad for everything. And I thought I would come in here and like share what happened today. So essentially, all religions are saying some kind of truth, and they're trying to separate what's right and wrong. So today in the morning, I'm gonna go in the deep dive of what happened, and I was actually um, listening to the song, and I was just like tears. Just this song was so. Um, I would listen to it in my teenage years. And now that I come to think about it, like your brain connects what you're like everything of your senses connects to the either past memories, either how you're feeling right now has to do with your past. So if you're not, so what happened while I was listening to the song, I started crying. Why? Because I was kind of remembering of that version of Greta that was so um had so much doubt, right? And then all of a sudden I was just like I remembered who I was. I was just like, why am I feeling like this? Like, that's not true. That's not my reality. So essentially, that song made me like, it reminded me of this version of myself who I no longer am. So just as this is available for you right now, the opposite is also available. So what happened right after that happened? I remember that I was no longer that sad Greta or that depressed Greta, that anxious Greta who was going through a hard circumstance or who, like, when you start thinking about something negative, like, your brain starts looking for proof. So if you have a negative thought, your entire brain wants to justify that thought. When I stopped and remembered who I am, who am I? Like, I am this woman um who is essentially independent, who has attracted her divine union, who knows so much about neuroscience and neuroplasticity, who has studied psychology not in the traditional way, but in through courses, in into life experiences. So instead of going in the deeper end of all of the negative circumstances that I had been through, I went back and I was just like, no, let me look for proof of what I am today, what I've been able to accomplish, and how I've been able to get up every time I failed. Because if I really look back at it, I've never really failed. I've just learned from my mistakes and become better. Like, you just need to continue wherever you are, whatever situation you're in, how to become better. And just as negative is available, positive, it's also available. Just as good is available, bad is also available. That's why I always say no matter where you are in your life, you can get the complete opposite. You just need to tune into that version of you that already has that thing and hold it. Listen, way that the way that I was feeling in the morning really surprised me because I tuned in into that version of me who felt that she wasn't enough. And in some degree, everybody goes through this. You just need to look deep enough. You just need to kind of do the inner work. But most of us are not comfortable going deep because nobody has ever taught us how to feel our emotions and kind of figure out what our body's trying to tell us. That may be a memory, that may be uh, like locating where in your body that this emotion is trapped. So when I was going through this in the morning, just like I said before, I didn't recognize myself. But what did I do? I am right now, it's very interesting how once you start doing this type of inner work, this type of framework, the more you do it, the easier it is to catch yourself and be like, oh, no, 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 that's not me. My brain just bypassed to a memory that I had years ago, to a memory of this version of myself that wasn't in a good place. So instead of going down the rabbit hole and uh, and making excuses of why this negative thought is real, you need to stop yourself and be able to actually identify that that is not you, that you are light. Even though you've made mistakes in the past, you are able to do the complete opposite and be a good person, or be able to attract your divine union, or be able to stay to to a discipline surrendering act. It's not about doing more. Sometimes it's about doing less. You have to identify where in your life you are right now. And then I also started to think about how music changes us. How music, or not even music, like how social media, music, TikTok, Instagram, everything that is surrounded us affects us in some way or another. If you are an emotional, highly attuned person, maybe you get somehow distracted or influenced by your surroundings. If you get influenced by your surroundings, maybe you need to have more solitude. Many people do not like solitude. I love my solitude. I need to be able to think about what my heart and soul is desiring right now to walk the aligned path. And I wanted to actually share with you a little bit of my story of how my desire of me wanting to be with my divine union kind of like aligned my path. This And I wanted to share that because if I hadn't um I mean, I don't want to talk about the ifs because that's not like, for what? I'll be wasting your time and my time. So, if I hadn't um walked my path and like research on how to be this amazing woman who attracts her divine union, I don't know where I would be right now. Because this desire of me wanting to have an amazing man right by my side was the beginning of me like kind of changing completely who I am. I mean, I can say that maybe that was just the start because how far do you want to look back into? Because at the end of the day, everything in your life is there for a reason. Everything in your life, everything that you've walked through is your story and is affecting you somehow in your present moment. It's affecting you if you do not know how to figure out to walk the aligned path. um, to not get that desire. So, what I'm saying is that your desires are actually kind of aligning you to walk into this path. What do I mean by that? How did I change? I was completely unconscious before. I was, maybe you can call me like a toxic woman. I didn't know that um like you don't even have to fight over something. I understand that every person is going to um, think differently because how boring would be to kind of agree to everything, right? But knowing how to communicate yourself in a healthy way and feels so good. Like stability is amazing for somebody that has walked the life of an emotional roller coaster. So I'm coming here and sharing this with you today because everything that we have in our life right now is essentially um, influencing us in one way or another. Whoever you look up to is influencing you on how to act. You just need to be aware enough to realize how you're acting today. Because who do we have as examples nowadays? The influencers. What what type of examples would you want for your life? Like, do you think that you don't have to work because some women have it easy? You have to really be in tune with what it is that you want. Even though if you want it, is that true for you? Like, what are anyway, I'm going to abroad. Let me go back to my bullet points. Otherwise, I'm going to lose. I can go into the subject for like in so many directions. But my main reason why I'm here was because that I wanted to share like that you are able to walk the aligned path. You just need to ask yourself that. You just need to look inwards. You just need to kind of feel what it is that you're feeling and why you're not getting it. If you're not getting it, take the art of becoming. That's the framework of how you feel your emotions, and then you release them. And then you kind of step up. And if you're not ready for that, please join my masterclass that is on the description box, and it's happening June 30th, on Tuesday, on June 30th. So, what I've come to learn as a highly attuned woman, I've learned a lot about boundaries. I've learned a lot about putting myself first. I've learned a lot on not to abandon myself when I'm in a relationship, because even though you may act a certain way when you're alone, when you're in a relationship, some people change, and I was one of those people. So I come to terms with not doing the hyper independent woman, but like being a wholesome woman. Like, it's not about who does the dishes or who does the chores of the house, for example. Like, it's not about something so silly. It's not about, oh, this is what I have to do and this is what you have to do. It's about doing it from your heart because you're available now. Maybe in the future, I'm going to be super busy and I won't be doing the same thing. Like, nowadays, women are so independent. And when it comes to being in a partnership, it's very hard for them because we have all of this huge expectations of what a man should do. And we're kind of seeing now how women nowadays are emasculating men because we don't know how to treat them correctly, or we don't know how to hold this graceful woman in a way, this feminine woman while you're with your man. Yes, be a boss babe, but not while you're with your man. Like, what are you trying to do? Why not asking him to do something in a loving way? What makes you think that being bitchy is going to fix it? Let me tell you, I used to be so bitchy before. I used to be the queen of getting what I wanted. But there was a point, oh my God, there was a point in my life where I was just like, yes, I'm getting all of this, but I'm not really happy. Like the things I could get. Yeah. So, how are you talking to your man? Please let me know, interact with this video because I would love to know what you're interested in and what your desire is, because it depends on what you tell me, and I will base that desire and kind of prepare it for the masterclass on June 30th. Please let me know because I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to just prepare something that you want to hear so I can walk you through these steps. Maybe it's finding your divine union. Maybe it's finding purpose. Maybe it's finding money. Like, I don't think I would do money because that has to do with like purpose. It has to do with what you're doing right now. Yeah. So, yeah, like creating this environment that supports the person that you want to become. What environment are you in right now that chooses that person that you want to become? Let me know. I would love to hear you because we're often feeling this type of mismatch, and it's because we're like having an identity upgrade. We need to find some kind of time for this identity to match what we are manifesting. It's not that this viral type of content that you see nowadays. It's actually going inwards. It's actually having the desire strong enough that you're willing to do the work. Like it's not a one-time thing type of work. It's an everyday routine for you to unlock this better version of yourself. And I wanted to bring also and share with you this type of duality that every time that we're having is actually backed by one of the universal laws, that everything has opposites, just like your ego and your self are, I don't even want to say opposites, because when you're working in alignment with the two, it's like a new version of yourself emerges. I know many people call it the light and the light and the shadow, but it's it's being able to hold both energies. All energies are available right now. Which one are you tuning into? If you are like me, if you are a highly attuned person, maybe you need to have some solitude and ask yourself, what am I supposed to do right now, and what do I need? Um, maybe you need movement. Maybe you need to, get to the gym before you start thinking about nonsense, and you have your whatever is surrounding you affecting you daily. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to share. Please let me know. Please comment down below. Please, I don't know if, yeah. And I want to know what your thoughts are. I want to know what your fears are. I would love to just get the conversation going because this is, I wouldn't be doing this and if I didn't have people commenting. And usually the comments, I think I'm gonna do a live just answering questions next time, because some people watch these lives after and really resonate with them after. Yeah, that's all I had to say today. And if you're interested in leveling up, you have to learn a couple of things that I share in The Art of Becoming. But I would love for you to come and join my masterclass. That's where I explain the deep dive of the thoughts, our emotions. Maybe that woman who is stuck in one step. You need to have a teacher or someone that mirrors you what you're doing wrong. It's not really you doing it wrong. It's really just thinking that you're doing it right. So the idea of healing is not becoming a new person. It's becoming or learning how to master your ego side, your dark side, how to notice and be in tune with that version of you that maybe sabotages herself. Learning that maybe you notice some kind of mismatch and you're able to catch yourself and say, oh, that's not me anymore. Is that to notice maybe you're craving some attention and you're looking for your divine union, and you notice yourself that you're craving this type of man or this type of attention because you just want to be seen, or maybe you just want someone to mirror how attractive you are. You're wanting that attention because maybe when you were younger nobody gave it to you. So what do you say? You're wanting all of these things that I can continue telling you. Um, yeah, that's all I had for today, and I would love to see you in the masterclass at the end of this month. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. All right? Bye.